Once upon a time there lived 6 beasts, and those beasts had one thing in common, and that was the desire to be very horrible to people. And those 6 beasts, well, they weren't totally allied with one another, but for the most part, they did sort of do the same thing, so they decided that they would divvy up the spoils of war and look after bits and bits. What it mean by look after basically means dominate them and eat their energy. Vampires, in other words. The 6 have been around in this part of the galaxy for 2,579 years. And during that time, they have afflicted humanity. In addition to afflicting humanity, they inflict themselves on dogs, cats, and various other creatures. Hut, hut, hut is what you do when you're about to make a play in football. These 6 have long regarded me to be property of theirs. And it's not unusual because they believe that this section of the universe is theirs. They don't really want to talk about anything other than they are in control. And if you watch an old video of Pindar said he was in control. Rumpelstiltskin said he was in control. Many have said they're in control. But in the end, the 6 always say, we are the ultimate fat controllers of your world. And they have come today to explain to the rest of you why they're in control. Because that many years ago, they captured this universe in a game of craps that they were playing against who you call the extraterrestrials named Pleiadians, etc. And so, because the Pleiadians, etc., are often seen on YouTube, these 6 have decided to sari around themselves and look to see where the Pleiadians are. Now, there are certain Pleiadian pumpkin seeds that are planted around, and the 6 are not amused because they consider this to be theirs. So, a big fight is underway. It is known as Armageddon. This is the first Armageddon in over 2,000 years, and no one really understands how it's all going to come out. Because even though the Pleiadians say that, we're entering a new energy space, and there's photonic light and gamma rays and things coming to the planet, the 6 say, we don't care what your mumbo-jumbo is all about. All we know is we don't see Pleiadians ships around here. They're not landing on people's front lawns. And that just means that it's all, they say, lies. So they're basically saying to the Pleiadian overlords of the pumpkin seeds, show yourselves so we can duke it out. Pleiadian pumpkin seeds are the 3 waves of volunteers of star seeds that came and incarnated on planet Earth to raise the frequency of the planet. Pleiadian pumpkin seeds. And the 6 are, well, they were going to say not amused, but they used that before. They're basically just saying, we're still here and no one has taken us out. We are not going to leave voluntarily, and no one cares about reptilians because you still have to deal with the 6. They don't know anything about anything else other than they're very angry at the Pleiadians and their allies, and they just want to fight because they figure that whoever wins will write history, and they want to write history in their name, and it's going to be their history about how they're going to run this universe for the next 2,700 years or so. That is all. If you know of any Pleiadians, you can pass on the messages that the Six are still here and they are still controlling this particular area.